Now today will be something special. This is the first look of the newest flagship IEM from Softears. This is the Softears Enigma. Now the Enigma is on my hand here and two-sided. It looks really nice. This is not the very traditional faceplate you see. This is more of like a display of what's happening inside. This is some sort of a dampener from what I know, and this is how it is constructed. They use a standard 2 pins as you can see here, and the tip itself, let me show you. This is a large size ball with 4 separate holes on the tip itself, and then it is quite long, so you can actually fit most tips quite easily. Though you do need tips that can accept large balls. But other than that, this is a pretty nice and simple IEM. Now, I loaned this from Jaben. They were kind enough to loan me. By the way, visit them at Adelphi. They have this set to let me try out. Now, this is not on sale yet. It will be on sale in about a week or 2 time from what I understand, and you can actually also have a go of it and try out in his shop if you are interested. So what I'll do now is listen to 2 songs with this IEM, followed by comparison with something that you guys probably know a little bit more, like the U12T. Without wasting time, let's have a listen. For my first impression listening to the song Heartbeat from YOASOBI, this is like the latest in song for me now. I would say that firstly, soundstage was really nice. It is very nice, big and airy with this IEM. Now, I feel like this IEM has a little bit more focus on the mid-range. There is a lot of clarity there, especially in Ikura's voice for this song. And there's a choir that is always singing behind. Also very well rendered with this IEM. Now, bass-wise, I do hear mid bass and a little bit of sub bass for this particular song, but I do have to say that the amount of bass, my first impression is that the amount of bass isn't that much. Now, other than that, clarity was really good. I like that it's very extended, a lot of treble energy, but very smooth up front. It is really, really enjoyable. I'll talk about specs at the end when I summarize this a little bit more. But first impression for Heartbeat, this is a very nice sounding IEM and no sibilants and stuff. So let's hear the second song now. Now with my second song, Ibarra, I have to say that this is a very energetic sounding IEM with a lot of extension up top. It is on the slightly brighter and clearer side of things, but no sibilants here, so very nice and tame there. The amount of bass is what I said earlier, it's a little bit more, not so much in quality, though it is very present. And personally, I really enjoy the signature. It's like clear, bright, and very clean with very good positioning and soundstage. But that is without comparison. So now for the very first time, I will compare it with the U12T and I'll give you guys my impression soon. So I compared both of these IEM, the U12T together with the Softears here. This is once again the Enigma, and I use Aino Akuruhi. I would say firstly, there are a few things that after comparison was more apparent. Firstly, of course, the U12T has more bass. Now, that is kind of given based on my initial impression just now. But that being said, the Softears here have like mid bass, very clear and distinct mid bass, while the U12T is a little bit more rounded off, but it comes with sub bass and technically also more bass. The second difference is the focus of the vocals. The focus of the vocals of the Softears are more distinct. The vocals are really like more focused but spreads out really nice and smoothly, while for the U12T it's a bit more dispersed and like a big sound. The big sound wise, if you're looking at the absolute size of the soundstage, I would say the Softears Enigma is bigger. It is like I guess a good 20-30% bigger kind of feel compared to the U12T. So if you're looking for big sound, Softears is better. When it comes to separation, the Softears is also better itself. The Enigma is just more separated between all the various instruments and the vocals. There is like a gap between them, which is quite interesting, and it feels relatively nice to listen in a very big soundstage. While the U12T is a bit more close in, but a bit more engaging, everything being together a little bit. There is also something I want to highlight is the naturalness of the guitars, and I believe, I think it's guitars at one point where they were plucking before the entrance into the chorus for this song. I'll say as the Softears render it very naturally. The guitars decay and harmonics is really nice. It is way more natural than the U12T. The U12T feels like, you are plugging the guitar, but something is missing there, while the Softears just extends it all the way, and it is very natural sounding for the guitars itself. But I have to say that the Softears is slightly better than the U12T, but they are more like different, so probably not even the same type of comparison here. But I'll do one more before I end this comparison part. Let me hear Backlight. Now I listened to the second song, Backlight, from Vonde, using both of these IEM, and I just want to highlight a few differences additional to what I said just now. And firstly is that there are certain frequencies in the high treble region that is a little bit more hotter on the U12T, and it does add a bit more excitement in those regions. So if you are looking into that kind of treble that the U12T gives, I think the Softears Enigma is quite different, and that may be lacking to some, especially when the cymbals crash. The U12T is very, I would say, as hot or spicy there, and it can be quite exciting to some. While for me, if you listen to the Softears, it feels a little bit more smoother there, more extended there, but not as crashy sounding on cymbals itself. The other thing is also about the whole feel of the song itself. U12T feels like you are in a rock concert. Everything is very close, a lot of energy all around you, and you can listen very clearly. While I feel like this Enigma is a bit on the lighter side of things, a bit more separated, very big soundstage. It does feel a little bit more chill sounding, but still has a lot of energy in the vocals and the highs. I would say as the Softears just don't have that kind of rock feel that U12T brings. And for this particular song, Vonde Backlight, I think the U12T does render it better for the purpose of the whole feel and energy of the song compared to the Enigma. So where does this all put Enigma in? It is a very big sounding IEM. It is very smooth, very extended, no harshness in any frequency at all. So it is a very enjoyable IEM, at least for me. I do like the non-harshness style of this IEM. It's very smooth and extended. There is a lot of high energies, but this high energy is well extended rather than very peaky and spicy that the U12T sometimes gives, while this doesn't give that. But that being said, it is also very spread out. Everything is very spread out, which can be very nice for vocal based songs like I Know Akuruhi or Heartbeat. It is very enjoyable there. But if I'm looking for energy throughout the entire track, I do feel like the lack of, not as much bass as some other modern IEMs like the U12T hampers its overall energy feel for this IEM, and that's where I feel the U12T beats the Enigma. The whole energy, because of the bass, because everything is just so exciting around it. This Enigma doesn't do that. As such, if you are looking for a very big sounding IEM with good energy across, this gives you that. But if you are looking for high energy sound, I think something like the U12T still does it slightly better. But the biggest question I think you guys will ask is this better than the U12T? And my answer, it depends on your genre. If you are listening to rock, I think the U12T is a bit better. And if you like a bit more spice in your treble, I think the U12T is a bit better. But everything else, I think this guy is better. It has, I feel, better clarity, better separation, a bigger soundstage, mids that are more focused and very clear, guitars and instruments in the mids that are very natural sounding, and highs that extend without any harshness. However, if you are looking for high energy and more bass, this is not going to give you. And if you are looking for something a bit more dispersed in the mids while retaining the overall energy feel of the entire rendition, this also may not be something that is as good as the U12T for. And this is really my take on the sound for the Enigma. Now, before I go into my final thoughts, I just want to talk a little bit more things. Now, when I was trying it just now, I feel that firstly, the Enigma is a very big IEM. I do feel like, this is on the same size as something Maestro SE kind of thing from Fat Freak. So this is one of the larger IEMs that, I really think exists out there for a universal. You can see that it is significantly thicker. It is also bigger. And it is also way longer if you're looking from the front plate to the tip itself. So this IEM may not fit into everybody's ear. That's something you must know. It is a big chunky IEM. And that I don't really have much to say about this IEM. I mean, it's very nicely built, very smooth metal case, and very nice carving on the plate, and I believe this is a fire glass. Now I just want to talk a little bit on the specification before I end this particular first look, and that is, online it is written that this has 12 drivers, 2 dynamic drivers, 6 balanced armature arranged in both lows and mids, followed by 4 electrostats, which is all on the highs. The thing is, if you actually read closely, the DD wise, one is actually a passive DD and one is an active DD. And this is based on, of course, images shown on Music Tech. Now, the funny thing is that Softears website do not actually write and talk about this IEM yet. So it's a little bit confusing, but for now, you can take it as 11 plus 1, which is more accurate than actually saying 12 drivers itself. But you know, I think that the 4 electrostats on top is the one that really gives this very nice, big, airy sound to this IEM itself. While having 1 DD, if you ask me, doesn't really, based on my experience, doesn't really affect how much bass. It really depends on the tuning and the type of driver it uses. Overall, I think that specification do not really tell much, but I think it's an interesting point to note on how actually all these makers try to market their IEMs. And with that, no, that is it for specifications. Overall, I do really enjoy the sound of this IEM, the Enigma, and I will actually consider it quite a bit. This is more of a mid-centric type of IEM, mid to high-centric type of IEM. So if you are looking for heavy bass, probably don't get it. If you are looking for high energy throughout the entire track, this may not give you because of the not so energetic bass, I feel. But overall, the sound signature is very nice, very enjoyable. To me, it is a slightly superior sound signature to the U12T, except for the bass itself. But other than that, I think this is really, really nice to listen. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoy my really quick first look of this very, very new IEM. This is the Softears Enigma. And if you are in Singapore, if you want to try it out, I think Jaben will be getting in some sets really soon. This is a demo set from them. I'll be returning them next week, and then after that, you know, you can actually go down and have a try at their store. This is really, really nice. With that, see you guys again. Bye bye.